Welcome. Sorry, we're jumping right in. Linda, we're live. This is great. It is 11 a.m. on Thursday. This is an unusual time for us to be doing 30 with Karen and Justin. However, it's for a special reason because we have some special people. Today, we're joined by three of the people behind something amazing in our community. Linda Moss, Vicki Townley-Trottier, Trottier, and then Sean Campbell. They're part of the driving force behind Burlington Helping Burlington, which is a grassroots initiative that's really focused on showing up when the community needs it most. And what started as a bit of a small thing has turned into something that is absolutely massive. Thank you for coming on. I mean, it's just a blessing to have you guys just to be in this world, quite frankly. So thank you for being here. I want to start actually a little bit at the beginning of kind of the whole thing, which is prior to Burlington Helping Burlington. We all kind of know you from Burlington Together, which is a Facebook page that has 57,000 people on it, which is pretty amazing. And managing that must be insane. Help me out here. Why did you start that?
None of us actually did. It was someone else who started it the very first week of COVID. I believe it was the 15th. And I've always been involved in social media since before social media. I've done group stuff online. And so my natural tendency was, okay, what is there online? And I think the city had actually put out something about places you could go for information. And there was this group, Burlington Together. So I jumped on there like March 17th. And then the person who was running it at the time said, we need some help moderating this. And because I've done that often, I said, sure. And here I am.
So. The exponential growth of that group is absolutely insane and probably one of the largest groups in the area, along with others that have done some pretty amazing things. How do you manage all that? Like, how does that, like, there's got to be a lot of stuff because the internet is full of garbage and there's got to be a lot of stuff that goes on. How do you keep that all together?
Good question. It's a team.
Right.
Absolutely. Sean is one of the moderators. And then there are a total of 8 of us. People sometimes think it's just me because I'm the most vocal of the team, but there is definitely a team. It's certainly not just me. I was just recently traveling in some very weird time zones, and I don't think anyone knew because the team was able to keep things going and do stuff while I wasn't around. But yes, it's definitely a challenge. We use some of the tools that Facebook provides for some automated things that happen. But our biggest thing is keeping it as positive as possible. Life is not always totally positive, but things like racism, sorry, not going to happen. Things like bashing a business just because, not going to happen. And sometimes that upsets people, and that's the way it is. We just try not to be that typical community group where it's just ranting and raving and carrying on. We try to be helpful, and people are looking for resources. People are looking for recommendations. People are looking to make connections within the community, get their information out there. So politics is a no-go.
Religion. Good call.
Yeah, I've moderated political groups. Religion is a no-go. Definitely hate speech. I don't like this group of people. I don't like that group of people. It upsets some people that we moderate that stuff, but there's other places you can go and it gets really ugly, and we don't want to be one of those places.
I think a lot of times people talk about free speech with relation to these pages like this, and they connect the idea of, well, we should be able to say what we want. When the reality is that if you came into my home and started talking that way in any kind of negative way, I'd probably ask you to leave. Correct. So I think it kind of is the same thing. What people don't realize is while Facebook is a publicly traded company, it is a private space, right? Exactly. And it's a space that you decide as the leadership of the group what can and can't be said, and otherwise follow the rules or go somewhere else, like you said. And I think you guys have done a great job at moderating and keeping it pretty above board. I can honestly say I don't remember the last time I saw a political a post on that page, so nothing really slips through, which is great.
No, and certainly because there are elections coming up, we want people to vote. We encourage people to participate. So
Sure.
we will allow posts that say, here's an all candidates meeting.
Got
Here's
it.
where you go vote. So informational stuff, but not, I support this candidate, I support that candidate. And the candidates themselves can't say, here's my platform. They can just say, come see me at, this community hall on whatever day.
Sure. Keep it civil, keep it informational, good to go. How does that transition into Burlington Helping Burlington?
We were having a meeting of our admin team, and Sean wasn't on the team at that point in time, hadn't met him. And at that meeting, someone said, we should take the good work that we do, because we love to support fundraisers and charities and all the great nonprofits in the community. So we should take that good work off the page, off social media, and out into the public. So it was like, let's do a food drive and raise a bit of money, and that'll be fun. And Sean was brought on like the next day. And we just said, this is fun, let's keep going. So we incorporated, we got our registered charitable foundation status, and we're here to stay.
That's incredible. Sean, what does that mean? What does it mean like that you were at the ground floor of this thing? How does that feel? Were you one of the people that was like, let's go big, or what was the deal with your addition to the team?
That's exactly it. So basically, yes, I was approached by one of the former co-founders, who's no longer with the group, but he asked me to join the group. And, how would I feel about, running with this food drive and fundraising opportunity? And I'm like, I'm in, of course. I was a moderator and admin actually for Burlington Men, another Facebook group that kind of runs in lockstep with kind of Burlington dads and whatnot. Yeah, so he saw the success of that group and how it was growing exponentially over the time that from its inception. And yeah, so I said, yeah, I might, of course. So as Vicki said, we went hog wild. We just, we went full tilt. We had a 3-month campaign in front of us, and we were looking to make this the biggest possible thing that we could possibly make it happen. It was so successful, as Vicki mentioned, that we said, now what, in January? And we all got back together and said, we have to legitimize this. We're on such a high here. We can't just let this go. And we're so happy that we did that, because we've grown into what we are today, which is a charitable foundation that does incredible things for the community and makes a difference and an impact with a lot of different organizations locally here in Burlington.
And if anyone knows anything about the city of Burlington and some of the charitable things that have gone on around the city, everyone sort of maybe has an idea who Linda Moss is, because she's been involved in a lot of things across the board in Burlington, and some of the stuff with her dad and all kinds of things that we've had her on for before as well. Linda, was there
to have her on the team?
Oh, she's awesome, right? Am I right?
Is that a hurt?
Was there ever a moment, Linda, that you kind of looked at this and you were like, this is more than just this food drive. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, like and look, I adore Sean and Vicki, and if I may just add just quickly, because Vicki's very humble, but she worked so hard at managing that Burlington Together site, and she's right in there. I don't know how she does it, but I have to say, like, it's very refreshing to find what you're looking for on Burlington Together. I hear it all the time, and I'm sure Vicki and Sean, you do as well. Like, when we're out in the community, we hear from a lot of businesses that have gotten a lot of referrals from Burlington Together. People, the search is your best friend. You could search anything on there and find whatever business that you want. But I think it's an incredible resource for Burlington to utilize that Burlington Together site. And it's such a positive site, compared to what we do see out on social media. So I just want to give kudos to Vicki, because I know she's humble and she deserves it. So, and Sean does a great job too. But yeah, no, with Burlington Helping Burlington, I'm a newbie on the board, but I've known the group for a little while, and I've seen what they can do and what they have done in the community, which is incredible. And it was important to me, to volunteer for an organization that I'm passionate about. Um, Before I say that, it's National Volunteers Week. So this is perfect that we are
Awesome.
talking today because, I think if everyone is able to be a volunteer and find their passion about what speaks to them and really help out their community, I think kudos to you. I think it's brave for you to do that, but it takes a lot of time to volunteer. But I'm telling you, when you volunteer, it changes you as a person. It really does. In some ways, it helps you heal, and in some ways, seeing what you can do to help others, it's just amazing. So I knew Sean because his sister is one of my best friends, and so I that's how I kind of got involved. And I'm just thrilled. We got a great team, and we are excited about this year.
You talk a little bit about listen, focus, and act. What does that look like behind the scenes for you as an organization? Vicki, maybe we'll go to you.
Sure. So I think, being connected with Burlington together, we have a really close ear on the community. So we can hear what's going on, where the needs are, and we try to respond. The first year, we did that a little too well, I think, because we heard, oh, they need this, they need that, and we were running around like chickens, and we did something like 60 something events, and it was too much. Quite honestly, we were exhausted, and it was a lot. We got our name out there, we did a lot of good work, but it was a lot. So we said we have to focus. We can't be all things to all people, because then we're not doing a good job of what we're doing. Plus, we're not being fair to ourselves as well, because we do all have other lives besides this, and families, and you guys have jobs. I don't anymore, but there's things that have to be done. So we said we're going to, instead of just going ad hoc and doing this, that, and the other, what we'll do is we'll choose beneficiaries, and we're going to support them over the course of a year. So we put out a call for applications. And that first year, which was just last year, we had Woodview Mental Health and Autism Services. We had St. Christopher's Open Doors, and we had Dare to Be Youth, because our focus has been mental health and wellness for children and youth. And all of those organizations have something to do with that. So we worked with them for the year. And then this year, again, for 2026, we put another call out. And this year we selected Burlington Green, which people say, what's that got to do with child and youth mental health and wellness? They have a youth initiative, which I didn't know about before. So I'm really happy to have learned about that. And She4 Homes, who works with infants, but also often young mothers of those infants. So there's a connection over that whole span of age group. And then we're going to support those two financially. And we're also helping out with doing a diaper drive for a small group called Our Community Cares, that's part of ROC, Reach Out Center for Children, and also She4 Homes. So the diapers will benefit those two organizations. So that's our focus for this year. And as much as we would love to help every single organization in Burlington, we can't. So we'll do what we can and hopefully do it well. And as a charitable foundation, we are restricted to funding only charities in Burlington. That's just part of the rules and regulations of being a charitable foundation. So there's other groups out there. There's lots of other stuff helping the nonprofits who aren't registered yet. So sorry, we do sometimes have to say no. But if you're interested in getting your charitable registration, we're happy to provide some information and support on how we did that. So sometimes we can help out in ways that aren't monetary.
Right. That's incredible. What I love about it is, when we talk about marketing in our business, one of the big things that's come about in this digital age is if you market to everyone, you're actually marketing to no one. So you have to really pick a niche and figure it out. And it's kind of the same here. If you spread yourself too thin with all these charities and things, you really can't make a big enough impact on the individual charities as you go along. So it's a great idea and a great opportunity for the people that you are working with. you've raised a lot of money, you've collected donations and brought people together. What's one of the most meaningful, impactful things you've seen personally? Sean, do you have a story?
Sorry, forgive me. I wasn't able to hear the entire
Oh, well,
question.
like we should preface, Sean has decided to join us from a coffee shop, which is great. No, it's awesome. No, so I was just saying that you've brought in so much money and you brought people together. Is there a meaningful story that has hit you very personally?
Yes, the fact that we were able to make an impact and also, you know, kind of put the seal on the deal when it came to creating a sensory room at Woodview Mental Health and Autism Services.
Nice.
We were able to contribute to that initiative, and we basically were able to have them achieve their goal in fundraising to be able to execute that. Seeing the joy and it was just an incredible feeling that these children had when they had this room. They had a room prior, but it was so dilapidated and so just run down that it had worn out its appeal. They had to rejuvenate this room, and what we were able to achieve there. And now the room is actually named after us, which is such a beautiful feeling as well. Just having that feeling, that was a major impact on me. It's just seeing the little things that we can do as an organization to bring joy and impact to those who are really in desperate need. Is one of the most heartwarming feelings that I have. The other night I was at an event as well, when somebody came over to me. I have no idea who it was. I've never met this person before, but she taps me on the shoulder and she says, "Thank you so much for all you do for this community." I tell you, Justin, my heart melted. Just to know that people out there are noticing us and what we're doing in this community. It's so heartwarming, and we're so lucky that we live in such a philanthropic community to be able to help us get to the point where we are today. As Vicki mentioned, you know, in their first year of inception, we were trying to do everything for everybody, and we had 8 recipients. And we just felt, when we looked at that after the fact, we said, you know what? We need to make more of an impact with fewer people. And that's what we've been doing. And
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah,
Maguire.
it's we can't be everything to everybody, but we want to be something to those who we can be something for. And I think we're achieving that. And we're so very blessed to be able to do that with this incredible team that we have. Not only Vicki and Linda, but we also have Lindsay Gray, Josh Schulich in Verican Financial. Lindsay's with DHD, and she's also a real estate agent. Claire Barrett and myself. Am I forgetting anybody? I don't think I'm forgetting anybody.
Julie Rolfe.
And Julie Rolfe. Oh, yeah, my gosh,
forget
Julie
her.
Rolfe. Julie Rolfe. She is my savior when it comes to, like,
Amazing.
not only keeping us organized, but helping us out with our graphic executions. She is incredible, and our communications expert as well. She comes from a background in the communication space. So yeah, we're very fortunate for the team that we have. Everybody comes to us with a skill set that is so beneficial to our organization as a whole.
When you run, and first of all, thank you to everyone here, and thank you to all the people you mentioned. You know, I know you're not in it for the thank you, but just from me and from the people that I may represent, or the city of Burlington on their behalf, because I'm sure they must thank you. We had a gentleman on a couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, my mind is mush now, that talked about the idea that 1 in 8 families in Halton are in need of something financial, some way, somehow, which was mind-blowing to me, because it feels like Burlington, Oakville, the surrounding areas are fairly, you know, well off as a whole. Your neighbor could need something, you know, and we just don't know. And the thing is, there's a lot of shame tied to asking for that help, right? So having an opportunity to have these charities that you guys are working with, and the effort that you guys put behind it is something. You know, we live in a world of a lot of, you know, people pushing each other away, and opposite sides of the spectrum on a lot of things. And I feel like this is what we really need to model our lives after, in our country after, this type of thing, because this is amazing. Anyhow, let's get to some technical stuff. So when you run a food drive, that nets thousands of pounds of food, which I'm sure you've done at this point, into the tens of thousands at some point. What are the biggest logistical hurdles in getting that food from the donation bin to where it needs to go? Is there a path for that, or how do you leave it to the charities, or how do you do that? I don't know who can answer.
I can speak to that. So
Yeah.
we partner with those organizations such as the Burlington Food Bank. They actually bring a vehicle on site. And, you know, the biggest obstacle we have, Justin, is getting the word out there to be able to have people come and participate. But we've been so successful, and we're over the moon when it comes to the actual end result. Because we are making a difference when it comes to the Burlington Food Bank. We've also donated food to the Compassion Society, Food for Kids. We're trying to make those impacts where there's needs that need to be fulfilled. So logistically, I wouldn't say there's a problem with actual distribution of the food, but it's just getting the word out there, because we really want to make this successful. And every avenue that we have, we're so fortunate to have Burlington Together as our megaphone, as well as partnerships with Burlington Today. We've been embraced by those in the community who are able to assist us, because they see what we're doing and they see the impact that we're making.
Can you give me a list of opportunities for volunteering? Like, how can we help? How can the community help you guys continue to grow what you're doing? Because I'm sure that's the next question that I think we need to ask based on what you just said.
Well, we just put out a call for volunteers because it is National Volunteer Week. So we have our biggest fundraiser of the year is coming up May 28th. It's a golf tournament at Mount Nemo Golf Club, and it's the second time we've done it. It was a big success last year, and we hope to do even better this year. We've got lots of sponsors on board, and I'm not going to say any because I'll miss some, but we have been thanking them publicly, and we will have a list and everything, because the business community rallies behind charities in this town so wonderfully well. So what we need now is for people to sign up to golf. We finally got some nice weather, so people can start thinking about golf. And running a golf tournament requires a lot of hands-on day of. So we are looking for people probably the night before, May 27th, to get all the stuff organized and ready to go. And then the day of May 28th, we'll be participating in the new Lakeshore Music Festival at Spencer Smith Park on June 20th and 21st. So we'll need people to help out there. We've got Linda's event, the Roper Romp, for the third year. That always takes some people to help out with. We'll likely have, now we're getting later into the year, that's October, a couple of other events, probably around Christmas time, some breakfast stuff, some party stuff for Christmas. So definitely as we go along.
Are you limiting any volunteer work, or can we take high school students looking for volunteer hours, or all of it works, right?
All of it works. And
amazing.
On a more regular basis, not just the events, we always need volunteers, because to run a charity, and we're all volunteers, we have no staff. There's a lot of admin work to do. And in today's wonderful world of technology and communications, I think there's more work. I operated a charity for years. It was my career. And I'm sure I'm doing more admin work now than I ever did before. So, and with that, we are open to having more people on our board. So there's always opportunities. We are just in the process of updating our website. So I haven't checked yet today, but hopefully the volunteer form should be available on our website, which is burlingtonhelpingburlington.ca. But if it's not there, it's on our Facebook page, which is Burlington Helping Burlington. Also should be on our Instagram, or drop us a note at info@burlingtonhelpingburlington.ca, and we can, help out with that.
We'll put all those links below so everyone can just quickly access them. I heard Roper Romp. Linda, tell me, what's this? I honestly, I feel horrible that I haven't heard about this. I need to know more.
Well, your wife needs to come, but if I can just talk about the golf tournament for a quick second, because I really want to get the golfers excited about this, because we've got some epic prizes that we didn't have last year. And we have one that we have FIFA that has sponsored us for, which is massive, but I can't say anything until Monday. So
That's amazing.
that will only be offered to the golfers who come. You can win a car. So we have that, win a car. We have some
Nice.
high-end prizes. We have Smeg appliances. We have Farm Boy, who is sponsoring our swag bags. So everyone will walk away with a Farm Boy swag bag filled with a lot of stuff. We have Farm Girl, who is, which is funny, they're not related, Farm Boy and Farm Girl, but Farm Girl is one of the hottest cereals on the market right now. So everyone's going to get to try their cereals. So we have so much stuff for our golfers, and we're so excited about this because this is, like Vicki said, our biggest fundraiser for the year. And we had a lot of really good compliments last year, and we're hoping to step it up for next year. So come on out, sign up, golfers. But for the Mrs. Roper, we did this. I started it actually 2 years ago. This will be our third year, and now Burlington Helping Burlington is the sponsorship, or is now taking over the Mrs. Roper party, which we're actually putting a twist to it this year, and we are inviting Mrs. Roper meets the Golden Girls. So we've have a lot of excitement around this. It's going to be at Squires, so it was a lot of fun last year. But yeah, we're really excited about a lot of the events. And like Vicki and Sean mentioned, we're doing less events, but making more of an impact for our charities. And one of the points I wanted to make was we would love organizations to choose us, Burlington Helping Burlington, to be one of their recipients, because as Vicki and Sean mentioned, we have socials that are almost 100,000 that we could really help businesses flourish. And that's what we're all about. So we would love, if you're having an event, to choose Burlington Helping Burlington as one of your recipients. I promise we won't let you down. We'll show up. We will mega promote your event. But yeah, like Squires right now is doing, if you order a smash burger on their menu, $5 goes towards BHB. So we thank them for choosing.
I understand the smash burgers are new to their menu as well. So if you haven't tried them, this is your opportunity to get out and try them.
Yeah.
They are
And
so
put
good.
$5 in the pocket of these guys to help the community. That's pretty incredible.
See, Justin, one of our mandates right now is, as you can probably tell just by this conversation, is we're an organization who wants to be the conduit between the community, local businesses, and charity. We bring that connection together to be able to bring people in, make people informed about what we're trying to do, but also try to help local businesses increase their bottom line. Because we understand as an organization how tough it is right now out there for a lot of different businesses, especially in the hospitality industry. So we try to partner with individuals to be able to help them, help us, help the community, help charity. That's what it's all about. It's all about Burlington Helping Burlington.
And what I love about that mindset is, and I got to be honest, I've supported a lot of charities in my past, and we give the money and it just kind of goes, and maybe they stamp your logo on something and, whatever, great. What does that really do for you? And I know you don't give to charity to get back, right? Like, you're giving for the sake of giving. Maybe there's a write-off in your business, but at the end of the day, by promoting this way and helping support each other, I think that actually allows for people to have a much more easy route to doing something like this and feeling confident that you guys are going to support it all the way around, which is incredible. You move from sort of a grassroots movement all the way to this sort of incorporated nonprofit, big step. What does the next 5 years look like for BHB? We got 3 minutes, Sean, and then you're out of here. So you got to finish strong.
I wasn't able to hear the entire question because of the surroundings that I'm in. I apologize.
It's okay.
I wasn't able to hear it in its entirety, but I think you're asking, what does our next 5 years look like?
That's correct. Yeah.
Wow. I wish I had a crystal ball to be able to give you that clear outline as to what it looks like. It's not that we don't have a plan in place. It's a matter of, we really have to deal with needs where needs are needed. That's what our mandate is. It's that we help where help is needed.
Right.
So what the next 5 years outlook looks like, I wish I could tell you, but I know in my heart of hearts, and I know that this incredible team that we have with us, that we're only going to try to continue to make an impact in the community in every which way we possibly can. That is our mandate. That is what we will do. Being a charitable foundation, we are so blessed to be able to issue a tax receipt to those who give to us, to be able to give to others. We're so blessed when it comes to that. So we've put everything in place to be able to make that happen. And I only see us making more of an impact and being successful moving forward. We're all volunteers here. We don't take any salaries whatsoever. What we get in the donation kitty goes right back to our charities. And that's so important to us, and so important to those who are in need.
That was a pretty awesome end to the conversation, to be honest. So
Thank you.
I just want to say one last thing. It sounds like you're never going to run short of volunteers, and you could always use them. And it sounds like you never want to run short of the donations and the help. My wife just texted me and said, you should volunteer. Literally that popped up on my text. Just, looks like I'm volunteering, guys. And
Love
so,
to have you.
That being said, on your website is the location for all those things. If you're a person that wants to donate, a small business that wants to donate, a huge business that wants to donate, the opportunity is available. You can reach out to any one of these folks on wherever you see this post down below. There'll be a link, or click on their name and just direct message them. I'm sure they would get you in the right direction. And the same with volunteering. So guys, you are incredible. And in a world full of crap right now, that you are a shining beacon of light to help others kind of move forward and see a future for themselves. Because we really, we're going through some tough times as a community and as a country and as a world. Mm-hmm. And so to have people like you doing what you do for no reason other than you just want to help. What is this? What is this? This is incredible. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Genuinely, to my followers and everyone that watches this, support these people among the other charities as well that we have talked about. We're all great. Pick the one that you love and support something, because if you can't support your community, what are we here for?
Exactly.
I'm going to start yelling at people in a second. Get out there. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. And I will see you at the volunteer table.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Justin. You're awesome.
All right, guys. See ya.
Thank you so much, Justin. You brought a tear to my eye. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. So
see you next week, everyone, at our
really
regularly
appreciate it.
scheduled time. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.